What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily, January 7th, 2023, the kickoff of the final weekend of the NFL. We got 3 tracks going today that are absolutely solid cards: Gulfstream, Santa Anita, where you got a pick 6 carryover, and Aqueduct, where we're going to have our first Derby points of 2023 up for grabs. So we got a full slate today, and of course, we got Magic joining us, rocking the Gretzky jersey down there. Magic, how's it going?
It's great. I got a slight correction. The Smarty Jones was the first official Derby points race. You're offending the 2 Oaklawn people over here, so you got to watch that on this show.
All right, the first one that could actually produce someone who makes the Derby. How about that?
Well, I don't think that's
I don't know about that either.
Oh, that's even worse.
I don't think so.
Shots fired at the Smarty Jones, baby. Let's go. Started early, started often. And of course, the most important thing today, the title defense kicks off for the Magic Mike Show with Arctic Arrogance going in the Jerome, baby. Going to lock up that W. We'll get to that race as the race of the day. We got to start off here with some NFL, though. We got 2 games, 4:25 Eastern. We've got the Chiefs laying 9, headed out to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Total sitting at 52.5. This is a big game for the Chiefs. They needed to get the number 1 seed, although they don't really like covering these type of spreads, do they, Aaron?
Nope, Raiders +9 all the way. Don't even think about it. If you take these big spreads and you take it against the Chiefs, you cash 9 times out of 10, and that's not an exaggeration. I mean, look at the Broncos last week, a team it's like, how in the hell are they going to keep this, in single digits? And they damn near beat them. And so if you're taking the Chiefs minus any kind of number like this, you're really playing with fire, and the stats will back that up. So I took the Raiders +9 without even handicapping the game. Just feel like this is going to get close because it's the Chiefs. Overall, Chiefs will win. And I would probably go over on that total as well.
Yeah, total sitting 52.5 seems like one you want to lean toward over. Mahomes shouldn't have problems moving the ball. And Jarrett Stidham was a all-world quarterback last week against San Francisco for some reason. Who knew that was going to happen? Magic, interesting fact here. 92% of the bets on the Chiefs. Just 37% of the money. So you got a massive, massive amount of money on the Raiders comparatively toward the Chiefs. So the public all over the Chiefs. Raiders are the sharp side. Who do you like here?
I like if you're playing the line, I would go with the Raiders, but I love the total going over here. I'm hoping it's probably a pipe dream, but Patrick Mahomes is 430 yards away from breaking the NFL single season passing record. I would love to see that happen. Like, what a way to just go out. They do need to win. Like, they're motivated. You talked about it. They actually have motivation here in this last game of the season to try and get that division, and it's a division rival, and you've got I'm hoping for a big offensive blowout. I want to see Patrick Mahomes just absolutely go off one last time in the regular season. So I would definitely lean over the total 52.5.
Papa dude, I'm sitting on a 5-figure Patrick Mahomes MVP ticket. Do I have anything to worry about here, or does he go out in style?
He should be the MVP. There's no doubt about it. I don't know that he'll get it, but he should be. When do they vote?
They vote after this week.
After this week, I think if Hurts has a big game, I think he'll beat Mahomes out. I think he will. I think Mahomes is the MVP because the Chiefs would be 8-9 without him, probably. So anyway, I'm going with Aaron. Raiders +9. I think the Raiders will play their ass off today. They're just that kind of team. I think they will do everything they can to win that game. I don't think they'll win it. But I think the Raiders will play them close. I think it'll be a good game. But I think the Chiefs will win.
It's going to be interesting. I think the Chiefs I would lean Chiefs first half, but I don't really want to lay the full 9 here because I could see them letting up a little bit in the second half and the Raiders backdooring this puppy. The late game, even more to play for. We've got the Tennessee Titans starting Josh Dobbs in his second ever career start. Guy couldn't even make a backup role heading into the year, but here he is starting a game for the division title. The Jaguars, who have gotten hot lately, Aaron, laying 6.5 at home here. Titans got like basically a pseudo bye last week where they didn't start any of their major players. This is the most healthy we're going to see the Titans in 3 or 4 weeks. You got 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Division matchup. Can the Titans pull it off?
I want to pick the Titans just because I feel like the Jags, it's the spot where they melt down a little bit. But I've watched the Titans the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I've watched Jacksonville the last 4 or 5 weeks. I can't do it. I'm taking the Jaguars to win this game. I just think they've got the better team. I think they've got the better roster. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's playing a lot better. I think Travis Etienne has made a huge, huge difference for that offense as well. He's one you better watch out for. You talk about MVPs for next year. Maybe take a flyer on him, depending on the price when next year rolls around. I think the Jags are ready to do this, and I think it's mostly because Tennessee is they're abysmal right now.
Yeah, secondary not very good, Papa Dude. You'd think the Jaguars would be able to have some success through the air if they want to. Zay Jones, one of their wide receivers, very close to a $100,000 bonus. So look out for those Zay Jones over props here. I think he needs like 46 yards to get $100,000 extra. Papa Dude, what do you think of this game?
I think the Jags, just like Aaron, I think they're better. Will they choke? That's the whole thing. Will they choke? And they might. They might. I think they're a better team, though. I'm with all of you guys probably. I don't think Tennessee's very good, and it's hard to pick a team stumbling down this stretch like they have to suddenly come out of it and win a game on the road that they have to. So I think Tennessee wins. That line might be a little high. I can see 20-17, 21-16, something like that. But I think the Jags win if they don't choke.
I'm a huge Jaguars fan tonight. We talked about it on the Magic Mike show early in the season. Bet the Jaguars to win the division at 11-1, have them at 6-1, have them at 3-1, have them to win the AFC at 100-1, and win the Super Bowl at 150-1. So I have a massive Titans plus 6.5 bet here to hedge all of that out, so that if the Jaguars win, I have all that. It's looking good. If the Jaguars win and cover, I have a wonderful day. But I am not really sure. I think the Jaguars win the game. I'm not sure about the 6.5 though, man.
Yeah. The Tennessee Titans remind me of they're like the NFL version of that, like the race that opens Saratoga's meet when they go a mile and an eighth and it's a bunch of like $5,000 claimers. Like maybe one horse is finishing strong. The rest of them are just total stumble bunny thing. The Titans are 0-4-2 in their last 6 games against the spread. They're on just a precipitous fall. And you had talked about preseason, the Tennessee Titans, we were betting the under for their win totals and it cashed, but they started the year beating a bunch of teams just because those teams were somehow worse than they were. And we've regressed to the mean here. So yeah, I would go Jacksonville. I would take the minus 6.5 here.
I kind of like the under first quarter 7. The total it's plus 125 to the under in the first quarter of 7. Tennessee is going to run the heck out of the ball with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. And you mentioned ETN, Aaron. I think he gets a bunch of carries early here for the Jaguars.
I think you have to lean on him as good as he's been playing. And like I said, the emergence of him has really been the big factor to me for Jacksonville. I definitely think it's going to be a running game in the first half because, even though they've got Trevor Lawrence, he's playing a little bit better. You still are going to rely on what your strength is. And you're right, for Tennessee, is it 35 carries today for Henry? I don't know. They're going to have to rely on him and just kind of hope to ride him to the playoffs, so to speak.
You mentioned the 35 carries. His total is set at 22.5. I took a nibble at the over there. I think he gets at least 25 here if this game stays anywhere near close.
That's the key. If it stays close, he will soar over that number. Obviously the game flow could make a difference. Jacksonville jumps out on them, they get out of their game plan type of thing. But you gotta think with Josh Dobbs, who really wasn't even good in college, you gotta think they're gonna try to just force feed Derrick Henry here.
All right, let's head to the ice. We've got 2 games we're going to cover there. We've got the Rangers plus 105 heading into the New Jersey Devils minus 125 here. Total sitting at 6. Magic, who do you like here?
Rangers, baby. I love the Rangers. You got Shesterkin's supposed to start. So at any time you put one, I think is actually now I'd say he's the best goalie in the league because Vasilevsky's finally starting to slip down to number 2 territory after a decade. I would ride with Shesterkin anytime.
Yeah. Aaron, the Devils had a get-right game against the Wings and absolutely destroyed them. And now we've got this game against the Rangers. You're catching plus. You're not wearing a Wings jersey. You're not a Wings fan today.
There's a reason for that, yeah.
But you're catching plus money here with probably the better team and the better goalie. You going with Magic here and the Rangers?
No, Devils. Devils are going to win this game. They're at home. It's at noon. They're going to be fired up. The Devils are playing, they've cooled off, but they're still not playing horrible hockey. I think the Devils get it done. I'm going to go New Jersey over New York.
Papa Dude, break the tie.
I will. Rangers. By the way, anytime I see the Rangers and Devils play, I'm reminded of one of my favorite Seinfeld episodes. Remember when they went to the game and they were and Putty was a Devils fan, and he face painted. It was, oh God, what a
Devils!
it was so good. And remember when he he said that they were got up in that person that was driving the car and got in, leaned in the window and said, Devils. It was so great. It was really good. So anyway, I like the Rangers too. I think they're playing great. I'm going.
Dennis calling out the first period under. Shesterkin has been an first period under machine for the Rangers so far this year, so that's probably not a bad look in that game as well. I will abstain so we don't end up tied here. All right, let's go with Avalanche plus 105, Oilers minus 125, total sitting at 6.5. This should be a fun, wide open game. Two teams that are surprisingly fighting for their playoff lives here halfway through the season. Aaron, who you got?
I took a little bit of a flyer on the plus money with the Avalanche tonight. I'm not a huge Oilers fan as far as their overall team. I love that first line, and then it kind of gets a little sketch. I watched Colorado play Vancouver. They dominated them for a lot a couple nights ago, and then they just gave up 4 goals in like 3 minutes. So that was it. Obviously, that's not a great sign, but the Avalanche still are missing some guys, but they're getting a little bit more healthy. They've got McKinnon back. I think they come in here and they win tonight. I think they're going to start getting going. If it's not tonight, I think it's going to be soon. So I'm going to take Colorado with the plus money here tonight. I think it's going to be a fun game, like you said.
I think it's going to be a fun one to watch, Papa Dude. Give me the over on the 6.5. You like a side or a total here?
Ooh, Colorado's not been scoring much. 6.5. I think if the Oilers are going to win, it might go over. So that's what I'm going to go. I like the Oilers in the game. I don't like the way Colorado's playing at all. And I think they're really struggling. So I'm going to go 4-3 Oilers win, and we're going to go over.
That's 7. I like 7. Magic, break the tie here.
Not breaking it. I like the well, I guess I'm breaking the tie. Yeah, sorry. I'll take the Oilers here, which it never goes well for me when I go against Aaron and NHL picks on this show. And that's back-to-back games now that I'm going against him here. But the Avalanche, they're still missing a few of their top players. The Landeskog's still out. Bo Byram, their star defenseman, he's still out. Problem here, and why I would take like Papa Dude's over is the best bet here. Jack Campbell, he left Toronto thinking maybe things would get better in Edmonton with more scoring up front. He's still not that great. I think he's got like an 880 save percentage right now. So to me, even though you're missing Landeskog and Byram, among others for the Avalanche, I still think this ends up going over.
Yeah, he left Dallas for the same reason. That didn't go well either for him. Maybe it's a goalie problem. All right, let's head to the hardwood here. We got the Pelicans heading in to take on the Mavs after falling last night to the Nets. Mavs laying 7.5, total sitting at 225. Aaron, I'll kick it off with you here because you love the NBA. Who you got?
Tough game tonight. Tough game. Should be fun. Pelicans plus 7.5.
Papa Dude, tell him why he's wrong.
Well, I'm not sure he is. 7.5 is a lot of points. But they played last night. The Mavericks didn't. They're without Zion, I believe, again tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's not news.
Normal.
Yeah, very normal. I'm going to have to go with Dr. Tang on this one. I think the Mavs are going to cover and win tonight.
The Mavs got absolutely housed by Boston last time out. I think they show up here and play a lot better in this spot after getting blown out. Magic, you liked the Mavs last time. Didn't go so well. Do you like them again tonight?
No, they lost by like 30 points to Boston. And I mean, Doncic, you read off the stat that I'd given you, which was that the Mavs are the worst team against the spread in the NBA, but in short point games, like short point spreads, they actually were very strong. No, I mean, Doncic had a really off night. I think they still play pissed off, but this is a very historically this year bad team against the spread. I don't know that I would even touch it. I might go under the 225 because of Zion, but Doncic, you would assume he's going to play with his ass on fire after what happened last out. It was 0 for 8 from the three beyond the arc, or 0 for 6 down. Yeah, it was terrible. It was really bad.
We'll see if we can have a rebound effort here from Doncic and the Mavs. We got one college basketball game we'll talk about real quick here. Arkansas heading into Auburn, 2.5-point favorites for the home team here. Total sitting at 140. Talked about Arkansas last time we saw them. They just missed covering against Mizzou. Aaron, you're the only one wrong in that spot. Papa Dude and I both taking Mizzou here. Where are you going this time?
Arkansas. Big tonight. Arkansas by 10. Take the plus 2.5. Take them on the money line and take the over. They may get to 100 by themselves. Arkansas, big over Auburn tonight.
I'm with Aaron. I like Arkansas quite a bit tonight, Papa Dude. How about you?
They're not going to get to 100. That's the dumbest thing you've said yet. Amongst a lot of dumb things. But anyway, Arkansas is going to win. Auburn is the worst coach in the country. He can recruit. He can't coach. They're going to win. This is the type of game they win. And I like them a lot in this one to upset Auburn tonight. I think Arkansas should be favored. I'm going with the Hogs.
Magic, clean sweep.
Woo pig suey. Make it unanimous.
Like it. We got 4 Arkansas tonight. Maybe a little money line sprinkle there. All right. Let's head over to Aqueduct. Race of the day. Race number 9. The Jerome, $150,000, featuring Arctic Arrogance and a boatload of speed in this spot. Magic, we talked a little bit about on this on the Magic Mike show. Weren't quite sure who was going to be able. Oh, race number 8. Good point. Race number 8 today, the Jerome. We talked about how much speed's in here. Do you think Arctic Arrogance is going to be able to sit off the pace and get the job done, or are you going somewhere else?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he can. He hasn't really needed to in many of his last races. He probably should have been off of the rail last out in the Remsen, but I think that just this is a extremely talented horse. The way he's bred by Frosted out of an Uncle Mo mare. The 1-turn mile is great. You know, the New York circuit going 2 turns, mile and 1/8, he'll be fine there. But I really like him in this spot. The one that I'm worried about is not the Chad Brown horse on the rail. Aaron's really big on the 4 Lugan Knight for Michael McCarthy in here. He's faced some really strong, well, we think some strong horses. You didn't like Victory Formations winning the Smarty Jones Stakes, so maybe you're discounting the 4 horse here. But I think the Arctic Arrogance, especially that outside draw, is going to help him be able to sit off. Lescano is possibly the best jockey in this entire. Manny Franco had himself a day yesterday. Other than that, I would trust Lescano and Linda Rice's horse here.
Papa Dude, did you get a chance to look at this one?
I did. I don't see how this horse loses, so you better pick another one. The way things are going for me right now, I know this horse looks like the class of the field for sure. And there's a Chad Brown horse. I think it was number 1, right?
Network. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Might look out for that one. Broke its maiden by 5. And I think it was in November, whenever that happens. So they've allowed the horse to gain some weight, get fit, grow, mature. You better watch that one. That would be the one that would scare me. But I do think this horse, this horse has passed every test, really. 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and gets some pretty good competition. So I think Arctic Arrogance is the pick.
Yeah, I'm have Arctic Arrogance on top. I'm a little interested in the 7 horse here. Just in case we do have a meltdown, I think General Banker is one of the logical ones to be able to pick up the pieces. So I'm going to use the 7 underneath, specifically in tries and supers here to try and juice it up a little bit. Aaron, were you on Arctic Arrogance as well?
Nope, I went Lugan Knight on top. I just think the horse has been keeping better company. Listen, whether you liked or disliked the Victory Formations win in the Smarty Jones, the key word is win. The horse got a nice win and an easy win in the Kentucky Derby prep. And then the 2 Eagles River, the horse that finished 2nd in that last race where Lugan Knight was 3rd, that horse ran his balls off at Oaklawn Park, was like 20 lengths clear of everybody else, but it was one of those days where Kenny McPeak horses just run off the screen. Don't worry, they'll be 8th the next time they run, but whatever, for that day they were running off the screen, and so 2 Eagles River got beat, but I counted almost as, hey, that was a winning type of effort. Thought he ran really well, and the point is, Lugan Knight, he was just behind those horses in that last race, so I think he's going to come up here and run pretty good. I like the 4-1 price. Somich, I do like your pick for a long shot. That horse woke up in a huge, huge way last time out. I think if the horse can run back to that, it's going to be pretty tough. But I'll take a shot with the 4. We'll take a little swing with him here and see what happens. Nothing against Arctic Arrogance at all. I just don't want to bet a short price in this spot.
Got to trust Linda Rice up in New York. She seems to know who's in the race and somehow is able to spot her horses well there. All right,
justice for Linda.
Yeah. Let's jump to the best bets of the day here. We'll kick it off with Papa Dude, headed back to the college hardwood. Who you got here, Papa Dude?
Well, I'm so jinxed. But anyway, I don't know why this team is 7.5 underdogs going into Illinois. Illinois is playing really bad, and they're coming off a bad loss against Northwestern. I've seen them a couple times. Missouri just killed them in the border war in St. Louis. I don't think they're very good. And Wisconsin's the type of team that plays well on the road because if they grab the tempo, they keep the game in the low numbers. Defense travels, and that's what they're all about. So I like them a lot today. I think they might win. I know, Dr. Tang, don't do it. I got you. But I'm going to go with Wisconsin plus 7.5 at Illinois today and watch them foul the three-point shooter 2 times in the last 2 minutes and get beat, which is what happened to me last night. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to be positive today. We're going to get one. So go Wisconsin plus 7.5 at Illinois.
Like it. Cindy, don't worry. We will talk about this game tomorrow when it's probably the best, one of the better football games, I will say, tomorrow during the slate there. So we'll talk about North Dakota, South Dakota State. All right, I'm going to head to the NFL. I'm going to play a 6.5-point teaser here. Give me Kansas City minus 2.5. Jacksonville, pick them in a teaser. I think both of these teams get it done. Both of them get it done by more than a field goal. So I'm just going to try and keep it simple here and just pick 2 NFL teams to win. Lay the minus 130. Hopefully we can get through it here. I don't like the 9 with Kansas City, but I do think they're going to win the game. So give me Kansas City minus 2.5. Jacksonville pick them. Lay in the minus 130 on the teaser. It looks like you had something to say there, Aaron.
Kansas City wins by 1.
What a dick. Magic, go ahead.
I'm going to stay with that same game, and like we said at the top, we've been hoping this is going to be a big offensive explosion. And I was looking at some of the stats here. Darren Waller, the tight end for the Raiders. First of all, you got a front 7 or a front 4 rather in Kansas City that's pretty tough, but beyond that, it's pretty weak on defense. It's kind of traditionally Kansas City's thing. The Raiders have Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow that should be able to take enough attention. And with the quarterback being slightly injured or dealing with an issue there for the Raiders, I do think there's going to be a lot of dump down passes. This guy, by the way, in his last 3 games, 48 yards receiving against the Patriots, 58 against the Steelers, and 72 against the 49ers. I thought this was a huge, why was it? It actually opened at 32.5. I just checked. It's now up to 34.5. So I got in at 33.5 here, but the market is really pushing this to go forward. And looking at Football Outsiders stats, Kansas City is far worse against tight ends than any of those 3 teams, and he went over against those 3 teams. So, hoping for an offensive explosion. Darren Waller, I like this one. I almost went Jerick McKinnon for anytime touchdown prop. That guy's been pretty awesome, but Patrick Mahomes has so many toys to play with. It's really hard trying to figure out which one. Just ask Saratoga Slim. It's really hard to figure out which one of those toys he's going to like that day.
Yeah, this game goes over 52.5. The Raiders are going to have to be throwing the football, and you have to think Waller's going to be involved. If so, all right, Aaron, close us out here. Best bet coming from Race 9 at Aqueduct.
Waller, 32-yard catch, hamstring injury. He's out the rest of the game. That's going to happen.
Great Magic. Isn't he wonderful?
Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, why to show
touchdowns.
up?
Yeah,
3 touchdowns a day from McKinnon. Just wait.
Okay. All right, Aaron.
I love Illinois tonight. Yeah. Illinois.
Listen,
all right, Aaron, tell us who's going to finish.
Hold on. I have a rebuttal. Here's the thing about him. I thought we were all in this together, and we're all hoping these people get our bets right. He is sitting there dying laughing and texting me as Northern Kentucky is blowing that game last night.
Yeah.
I go out of my way to root for his picks, but no more. No more. This pick he's about to make is a stupid pick. Okay, that's my rebuttal. Go.
His first text after that game was Golden Grizzlies, cap.
Yes.
Celebrating the dude's failure there. I love it. All right, Aaron, like I said, tell us who's running second in the 9th at Aqueduct.
I told you the Golden Grizzlies were going to be tough, and they were. All right, let's go to Aqueduct. Let's do it. Let's go to Race 9. Let's go to the number 7 law professor. Look, at the bottom line in this, and it's pretty simple cap, right? He's been facing much better. 2 races back, he got second to life was good, and he actually, I'm not going to say he challenged him, but he made him work for it. Last time out, he was in the Breeders' Cup dirt mile. That race was really solid. Cyberknife ran great in that race, and so did Cody's Wish, obviously the winner. Tough loss for us, Somich, as we had Cyberknife, but that was a great race. He ran a winning race. This horse was 7 lengths out of it in that spot. Now, we're stretching back out to 1 1/8 today. That's his best distance. You look back to the past performances, you get his best at 1 1/8. You also look at the 3 races since Rob Atras has claimed this horse. Magically, he's been a different horse. He's ran really, really well. all 3 times. If he holds the form, I think he gets it done. I like Law Professor today. I think he's going to be really tough to beat. So, like I said, he'll probably run second like I have the last 2 times on the show, but I do like Law Professor today.
If it's not Law Professor, it is a bomb. This race is wide open if Law Professor doesn't get it done. I like the 11 a little bit, Double Crown for someone who could possibly upset the apple cart here. Norm Cash sending 2 in this spot. I think he's got a legit shot to get something done there. Magic, do you like anyone in this spot?
I like the 5. If you want to talk about a bomb, I like the 5 Naval Aviator. Not for any good reasons. The horse should be juiced out the gills. The problem is you've also got Atris with the horse in here. You've got Norm Cash, as you talked about, has got a couple in here. There's a service horse that's in here. Like, there's a lot of things that don't smell quite right in this spot. I will tell you, gates will break open. Law Professor down to the knees, falls. Manny Franco flips over. Law Professor's fine, but the horse is out of it 2 seconds into the race.
Well, I like the 11 just winning a just hair tight photo over the 7 much more. So Aaron thinks he gets to the wire, but the 11 gets the nose down.
I don't know where this is coming from. I have nothing to
start
this.
All right, that's going to do it for today. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We got NFL Sunday, and we've got more horses coming at you. We'll go over the best bets real quick. Well, they have not been doing very well. Papadu taking Wisconsin plus the 7.5. Aaron taking the number 7 horse, race number 9 at Aqueduct. I'm going to play a teaser, KC minus 2.5, Jacksonville Pick'em. And I'm also didn't change that to Magic. Magic will be taking Waller over 33.5 receiving yards. 1-9 for the week. Just starting it off hot here for the year, but we will be getting it right. We will turn it around because Aaron will start being positive. That's going to be the difference. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see y'all tomorrow.